Wheel tutorials, wheel tutorials, wheel tutorials, wheel tutorials, wheel tutorials, wheel. Hey guys, today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do corners like a boss. I see a lot of people doing corners that aren't nice, so I'm hoping this tutorial can teach people how to do corners and also help people who already do corners improve their corners to make them look better. The common thing I'll be seeing people doing with their corners isn't really good, is they'll be counterbalancing with their butt, and it doesn't look very good. So I'm going to try to teach you guys how to get the really straight, clean corners. Before we get started, I want to define corners. I say just in terms of this video, we'll define a corner as getting horizontal in the wheel as close to the top as you can. If you're going more than horizontal, then we would say it's a legs together handspring. That's my definition. And if you're not horizontal, then it's not a very good corner. So, if you're straight like this and this was sideways, that would be a great corner. So our goal is going to be to get our body like here. So the way we're going to do that is, so start off, say we've got our hands and feet in a normal positions on the wheel, and say my weight's over here now, right? And if I just shift this foot over and attempt to do a corner, I'm going to look like this, which doesn't look very good. You want to be straight like this. So how are we going to do that? The first thing we're going to do that really helps a lot is, before we move our feet over, we're going to shift our hand about 6 inches to a foot over this way. So this hand is in the normal, diagonal this way, but this hand is almost straight out. And then when we shift our weight over here and we bring this foot over, we have much more control over straightening up. And that's going to make a huge difference. It doesn't really seem like much, but what you can do is you can use this hand to pull your hips upward and get you good control. You don't want to have your hips really counterbalancing. You want to have your hips straight up and locked in the wheel. So we get ready for our corners, we shift our hand over, bring our feet together. We're then going to jump up and over. We're not going to go towards our hand. If you put your weight towards your hand's going to go down and touch the floor. You don't want that. You want your hand to be down here, but you want your body to be straight. So we're going to jump like this. And it's not like a hard jump, but it's like a bounce off the floor. And then as we get into position, we're going to start to lock these arms. And this hand is going to be pushing on the wheel and holding you off the floor and pushing your weight towards your feet so that you don't roll too far that way. And this hand is going to be pulling upwards, keeping your body nice and tight. One thing that you don't want to do, at least at first, is have your body perfectly straight and stiff, because then you can't balance as much. And it's possible to do them that way, but it's harder. So at first I would definitely recommend keeping a little bit of extra room in your knees so that you can counterbalance up and down. So got our hands shifted, our feet come across, and then we bounce. And when you get to the top, you want to kind of pull here and keep yourself locked good. And then if you feel you're going to slip out, there's 2 things you can do on your way down to stop you from slipping out. One is if you have room in your knees and you feel that you can bring your feet forward, your knees forward, and that'll push straight down on your feet rather than push across and slide you out. But sometimes your feet are not in position to be moved forward, and then you have to move your torso forward. So it's a lot easier to bring your torso forward, and then your chest will naturally follow. Sometimes one will work, sometimes the other, and I'll leave that to you to decide while you're flying through the air at the last second which body part you can bring forward, but that'll help prevent you from slipping out. And it's all about having good balance in practice. Just because your body's in the right position, it doesn't mean corners are going to be super easy. You still have to have good balance also. Let me show you some. First we'll demonstrate a not so good one. So my hands are normal. I'm just going to bring my foot across, and I'm not going to do anything with my hands. And then I'm going to use my foot to counterbalance. This is how a lot of people do corners, and it doesn't look very good, even if you go sideways. The other problem with doing corners this way is if your butt is all the way down pulling your weight, if your feet go more than sideways, they're just going to fall right out of the wheel. But having your arm over here pulling you and having your body straight and this arm pushing, it locks you in the wheel. So even if you go more than sideways, you won't fall out. I would define that as a not great corner, but at least you won't fall. So here are some better corners the way I like to do that. First I'm going to take my arm off and shift it down about a foot, and then I'm going to bring my foot across and then jump. So the last two, I went too far, but my feet didn't fall out because I was locked well in position. So that's the basics of corners. When you want to get a bit more advanced, what you're going to want to do is have your feet further over. So you could just start with wider feet, or you can just inch your foot up. And then if my foot's all the way over there and my hands are here, I'm then closer to the top. And when you're all the way close to the top like this, you can stick your foot over here, or stick it straight up, or you can cross this leg. There's lots of cool things you can do. You can arch your back out this way, which is really terrifying, but fun. Don't kill yourself on this one. There's all kinds of cool things you can do with corners. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions or whatever. Anything good. Horizontal corners. Nice and clean. Wow, I hope everybody's corners look after watching this video. Don't give me any of those shitty ass out corners. Or fuck you, because I hate those shitty corners. Got it? Great! Slow motion footage.